Ko Hikurangi te maunga, ko Waiapu te awa, ko Ngāti-Porou te iwi. Ko Hakopa Raharuhi Akuhata-Brown, Rawa ko Tārati Angiangi ni Keelan, tōku mātua. Ko Jackie Hakopina Raharuhi Akuhata-Brown, aho. Alright, so I'm the eldest of 12, and I grew up in the Wairarapa my young years, between the 60s and the 70s. And as I got older, I was quite nomadic. I would move from town to town. And then I had my son in 2000, and I decided that I needed to be a lot more stable, and I wanted to come home. And my dad at the time was quite sick, so it was an opportunity to take care of him and to get him to know my son. So that's pretty much it. And I'm sitting for council for two reasons. One is it's my whakapapa. I'm from here, and I am steadfast in Ngāti-Porou tanga. And the other is that I believe I've got something to contribute towards making a difference in our community. Okay, so my interest is in roading, forestry and waste management. Now I believe that the three are connected. There is a relationship with them because of climate change. But I do have an interest also in housing development that we're already doing in the community, but I'd like to see more around what's available for retirees who can't afford to purchase homes. You know, is there a rental requirement that they can put into the plan? Climate change has an impact on our environment, and it's impacting on our roading, our forestry and everything else. So climate change would be a huge interest to me, and I think in doing that the others will kind of follow suit. Well, straight away I support Te Tiriti, and I am Ngāti-Porou. Now, interestingly enough, I work quite in depth with this side of the bridge, so that's with Mahaki particularly, in an indirect way. So I work with some of the subgroup organisations. I have a close relationship with Te Runanga o Turanga Nui a Kiwa in terms of the staff that work there and the close network that I have with them. I have been a volunteer with Māori organisations and governance, and I continue to do that. And on top of it, I look after startups to medium-sized businesses when they need me. So I have that interest with my cousin, who is an accountant. So we do that sort of work. And so we're pretty active in the community if and when they need us. You know, I'm still catching up with what's happening at the council, but I like that they have the Tairawhiti Resource Management Plan, and they also have a future development strategy. Now that's a 30-year plan, but inside of it, it's telling us what we hope to do. They're anticipating over 30 years. What I'd like to see in 10 years is that we've achieved some of those major outcomes and that we celebrate them, you know, because it's such hard work, and I take my hat off to the council that they are committed to doing this. The other part of this is that I hope that within that 10 years, that Māori partnership is still very strong. So I have a son who is in the LGBT community. He laughs at me because I always say LBTG, but yeah. And I have a personal connection with those that are transgender community. So that's one. Second one is that my whānau, and you know, some people that I've met are very surprised that I'm actually standing for council. The third is that I work full-time and I'm doing a master's degree. Not that that would be a surprise, it's a surprise to me, but you know, that's me. Well, I would hope that when people go to that voting booth, that they think about what I have to offer. So that's my experience, my skills, and my personal qualities. So my experience particularly in my interest is in roading. I am a business administrator, and I've been given the privilege of being able to work in several industries, and I've learned a lot. And roading has been something that was extremely challenging, and I worked on a multi-million-dollar maintenance contract in Auckland City Council, Auckland's City Central Business District. That's a big area. And I understand the roading impact that pertains to all areas in roading management. You know, that's footpaths, drainage particularly, you know, and so that impacts on our flooding and stuff. And so that means that my skills are in accounting, they're in processes that I've done, policies, they're in understanding and writing contracts. But I have to say I'm not a lawyer, nor am I an accountant, but I can read financial reports, I understand them, I understand what contracts are about, and there's not much that I wouldn't be able to, I guess, get past me, I suppose, without me asking some questions around it. So that's my skills and my experience. The qualities, well, my personal qualities, that's about my reputation. So integrity and transparency and honesty, they're hugely important to me in terms of my reputation. The other thing is, if I've made a mistake, I will admit to my mistakes, I will own them. And in the same instance, if someone is not being honest and transparent and honourable, I will say something about that as well. So those are those personal things that I can contribute. And I think that all three will make a really good advocate for our community.